Netanyahu insisted Iran is a threat not just to Israel, but to the United States as well.
Today it's Tel Aviv, tomorrow it's New York. I understand America first. I don't understand America dead.
Reports suggest that Israel wants the U.S. to help them out in their war with Iran. And Trump posted that America first means that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, with the White House posting every time that Trump said Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Despite that, many in Trump's base are not buying this. They're not buying that we should get involved, all the way down to not buying the intelligence that suggests Iran is days away from building a nuclear weapon. Why is that? Let's go back to before the war in Iraq, when Americans were hit over the head every day with talk like this.
There is no doubt that Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass murder. The evidence indicates that Iraq is reconstituting its nuclear weapons program. And if an emboldened regime were to supply these weapons to terrorist allies, then the attacks of September the 11th would be a prelude to far greater horrors.
And at the time, this guy said this.
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever. And there is no question that once he acquires it, history shifts immediately. 2 decades ago, it was possible to thwart Saddam's nuclear ambitions by bombing a single installation. But today, nothing less than dismantling his regime will do. Because Saddam's nuclear program has fundamentally changed in those 2 decades. He no longer needs one large reactor to produce the deadly material necessary for atomic bombs. He can produce it in centrifuges the size of washing machines. If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region. Obviously, we like to see a regime change, at least I would, in Iran, just as I would like to see in Iraq. It's not a question of whether Iraq's regime should be taken out, but when should it be taken out? It's not a question of whether you'd like to see a regime change in Iran, but how to achieve it.
Woo! Where do you even start from that? Nearly everything he said turned out to be wrong. What weapons of mass destruction were found in Iraq? Oh, none.
You talked about how just sick you felt to your stomach when you found out there were no weapons of mass destruction.
The fact that there wasn't weapons involved. I mean, I was, when we first got in there, started looking around and didn't find anything, you get that kind of sinking feeling that, I felt terrible about it. I wish we'd have found weapons of mass destruction. However, that doesn't make the cause a lost cause.
Obviously, the war in Iraq was a big, fat mistake, all right? It may have been the worst decision going into Iraq, may have been the worst decision any president has made in the history of this country. That's how bad it is, okay? They lied. Okay. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right.
So if he's actually a liar, why would he listen to him now? Regardless if he lied or was woefully misinformed, let's listen to what he said back in 1990.
The appearance is that Israel is trying to push the United States into war, and there's a report out of Jerusalem that Israel is demanding a commitment from the United States that America put an end to the Iraqi military threat.
I don't know about these reports. I do know what our policy is. The question is really, how do we ensure that these weapons of destruction, these missiles, these chemical weapons, the nuclear program that is fast accelerating in Iraq, that these do not pose a threat? What is threatened by Iraq is not just Israel. Everybody is threatened by Iraq. If Saddam Hussein if he devours that prey and keeps it, he will go after other prey.
That sounds eerily similar to this.
Today it's Tel Aviv, tomorrow it's New York. I understand America first. I don't understand America dead.
It's like the old saying goes.
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.